Good morning. I just wanted to show you guys a real easy way to get mags up and running. It's a simple process. The first thing you need to do, right, is you need to go onto like an online, any online message board type thing, like Viking Preparedness, the Patreon page. In the community section, there's lots of information about meetups. If there's not information about a meetup in your area, you set one up. And he will promote it. Pastor Joe will promote it. If you do it on our community page at the Squid and Bear Patreon, we will promote it. We promote it through YouTube, we promote it through Patreon, we promote it through mailing lists, all of our avenues. So people know about it. Now, as far as setting up the event, it's real easy. Richard Wells from the APN did a great job on the last APN event I was at. There were like 50 some people there, and he did a great job. But he busted his butt off to make it happen, and he had the full support of the APN in making it happen as well. Now, what if that's not you? This is so easy. It's what I'm working on this morning, and it's the easiest thing in the world, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. Go to Google, okay? Now, and also, not only post your event, but get an email address so people email you back so you know how many people you're expecting, okay? And then also spread the word yourself. Pull as many of your friends and family and acquaintances from church and whoever you can, okay, and get everybody on an email list, an email chain started with as many people in the email chain as possible from that region. If you're in Georgia and somebody in Saskatchewan wants to join, that's probably not a good idea. But within a comfortable driving distance, I'd say 3 hours or so, because 3 hours was the average that people drove to come at our first event. So within 3 hours or so of driving, say 150-ish miles. Okay, get your mailing list put together, easy peasy. Then go to Google and you look at, like, for example, I'm looking in northeastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas for upcoming events. You just start picking them out. On this weekend, there's a tractor pull. On this weekend, there's a heritage festival. On this weekend, there's a military airplane museum thing. On this weekend, there's a pumpkin fest. On this weekend, and start throwing them out to your people in your email chain. These are the existing events that are occurring on these weekends. Everybody pick one. Now you settle on an event, and my tribe here, I will be sending you guys an email shortly with all this info. But you settle on an event. You, everybody pick an event. You arrange a time to meet at that event and where you're going to meet at the event. And you say something like, look for the red pickup truck with the CB antenna stuck to the top, or whatever. Differentiating factors so that your people can pick you out of a crowd. Look for the Squid and Bear t-shirts or whatever. Cool. The reason you use an existing event is your barrier to entry for a successful event is that you promote it and you show up. Now, it might cost you $5 to get in the door, but check this out. You didn't have to rent porta potties. You didn't have to secure a pavilion. You didn't have to look for food and secure food. You didn't have to prepare food. You're not worried about the drinking water. You didn't have the septic tank back up on you because too many people used it at the pavilion that you rented from the community center, because that happens. You didn't have to coordinate all the logistics and getting all these people to the same place at the same time and making sure that all of the logistical factors were in place. You let somebody else do that for you and it cost you $5. That's called outsourcing. And now, your barrier to entry for a successful event is that you spread the word and you show up. You might be at a quilting expo, doesn't matter. What I like to do is look for skills that are applicable to preparedness. At least that's what I'm looking for now, and that's where we're going to go. So one of the things that I'm looking at is a primitive skills 1840s and back uh, living museum. That's awesome. That's applicable to preparedness, isn't it? So you just look for things like that in your region, and then you go there. And then your barrier to entry for a successful event again is you spread the word, email chains, community sections on Patreon, your own YouTube channel if you have that, hang a bulletin at church, whatever. You spread the word, and then you show up. And it's very little work, and it's very effective. It gives you cover, gives you plausible deniability, and it gives you all the infrastructure with none of the headache. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. I hope that helps. Shalom.